You open TikTok for 5 minutes. Just 5. One video becomes 10. 10 become 50. And before you realize it, an entire hour of your life is gone. What's even stranger? You can't remember most of what you watched. Not because you're lazy. Not because you're distracted. But because TikTok was never designed to give you information. It was designed to keep you scrolling. And that raises a disturbing question. What if TikTok isn't just a social media app? What if it's one of the most powerful attention control systems ever created? And if that's true, who's really in control? Here's the part most people never realize. TikTok isn't competing with Instagram. It isn't competing with YouTube. It isn't even competing with other apps. It's competing for the most valuable resource you have, your attention. Think about it. Facebook was built around people you know. Instagram was built around photos and lifestyles. YouTube was built around creators you choose to follow. But TikTok changed the game. On TikTok, you don't follow content. The algorithm follows you. Every second you spend watching, pausing, liking, rewatching, or scrolling becomes data. Data that teaches the platform exactly how to keep you there longer. And that's why TikTok feels different. It doesn't wait for you to search. It studies you. It learns what makes you curious, angry, excited, shocked, or addicted. Then it feeds you more of it. Over and over again. Because the real product isn't the videos. The real product is your attention. And TikTok's goal isn't to take your money. Not at first. Its goal is to take your time. Because in the digital world, whoever controls your attention eventually controls your decisions. And that's where the real story begins. So why is it so hard to stop scrolling? The answer is hidden inside your brain. Every time you swipe, your brain is asking a simple question: what's next? Most videos are average. Some are boring. But every once in a while, you find one that's hilarious, shocking, inspiring, or impossible to ignore. And that's exactly what keeps you hooked. Because your brain loves unpredictable rewards. It's the same psychological mechanism used in casinos, slot machines, and gambling systems. You never know when the next hit is coming. So you keep pulling the lever. Or in this case, you keep scrolling. One swipe. Another swipe. Just one more video. TikTok doesn't need every video to be amazing. It only needs enough good ones to convince your brain that the next reward might be right around the corner. And after thousands of repetitions, something dangerous happens. You stop training your brain to focus. You start training it to seek constant stimulation. Not because you're weak. Not because you're addicted. But because the platform was designed to exploit one of the most powerful systems in human psychology, the pursuit of the next reward. Now think about what happens after weeks, months, or even years of this. Your brain adapts. Because that's what brains do. When you're constantly consuming content that's 10, 15, or 30 seconds long, your mind starts getting used to instant stimulation. And suddenly, things that require real focus begin to feel difficult. Reading a book, watching a long documentary, studying, learning a new skill, even sitting alone with your own thoughts. The problem isn't that TikTok makes people less intelligent. The problem is that it lowers their tolerance for mental effort. Why spend 30 minutes learning something when your brain has been trained to expect a new stimulus every few seconds? And that's the hidden cost. Not lost intelligence. Lost patience. Lost focus. Lost attention. Because attention works like a muscle. The more you train it for short bursts of stimulation, the harder it becomes to sustain it for deep work. And in a world where almost everyone is distracted, the ability to focus is becoming a superpower. Which means the people who control attention don't just influence what you watch. They influence how you think. But attention is only the beginning. Because once a platform learns how to capture your attention, it gains something even more valuable: the ability to influence what you believe. Most people think propaganda looks obvious. A government poster. A political speech. A headline telling you what to think. But modern influence is far more subtle. It doesn't force ideas into your mind. It repeats them. Again. And again. And again. Until they start feeling familiar. And the human brain has a dangerous tendency: the more often we see something, the more likely we are to accept it as true. Not because we've verified it. Not because we've researched it. Simply because we've seen it enough times. That's where algorithms become powerful. They decide what gets amplified. What gets repeated. What gets attention. And over time, what gets attention starts shaping perception. Your opinions. Your fears. Your beliefs. even your view of reality. Because the most effective propaganda doesn't tell people what to think. It controls what they see often enough that they arrive at the conclusion themselves. And that's a level of influence previous generations could barely imagine. Once you understand how powerful this system is, the next question becomes unavoidable. What happens when attention meets politics? Because this isn't just about the United States or the United Kingdom anymore. In those countries, regulators have already raised concerns about how short-form video platforms can influence public opinion at scale through algorithmic amplification. Not by directly telling people what to believe, but by deciding what gets seen, what gets pushed, what gets ignored. And that's where things get even more sensitive. Because TikTok is owned by a company based in China, and that raises additional geopolitical concerns about data, influence, and regulatory access under Chinese law, where companies can be required to cooperate with state authorities under certain legal frameworks. This doesn't automatically mean direct manipulation is happening. But it does mean governments in the US, UK, and beyond are openly questioning one thing: who ultimately has access to the data, and who has influence over what the algorithm prioritizes. Because in modern politics, you don't need to control every voter. You just need to control what content reaches them first, most often, and with the highest emotional impact. And once again, the algorithm doesn't care about ideology. It cares about engagement. And that makes it powerful enough to shape visibility in ways politics is still trying to understand. So after all of this, the question becomes uncomfortable. Is TikTok actually good or bad? Because the truth is, it's not that simple. On one side, it gives people opportunities that didn't exist before. Creators can build audiences overnight. Small businesses can grow without ads. Education, entertainment, even careers can start from a single video. But here's the trade-off nobody likes to talk about. You don't get that value for free. You pay for it with time, with attention, with mental presence. And most people don't notice the exchange happening in real time. They think they're just watching a few videos. But the system is quietly taking hours from their day, one swipe at a time. So the real paradox is this: TikTok can be incredibly useful and incredibly consuming at the same time. The question isn't whether it has benefits. The question is whether you are still in control of the cost you're paying for them. In the end, TikTok was never just about videos. And it was never just about entertainment. It's about something far more fundamental: attention. Because whatever controls your attention doesn't just control what you watch. It starts to control what you think about, what you feel is important, what you ignore, and eventually, what you do. That's the real shift most people don't notice. Not addiction, not distraction, but influence. Subtle, invisible, constant. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because in the modern world, attention is no longer just a personal choice. It's the most valuable currency there is. And whoever learns to guide it, learns to guide behavior itself. This is the control code.